Hey everyone. Yesterday we shared a mortgage calculator link with you guys, and I want to go through different scenarios and how to use the particular calculator, right? So, one is that you can go to ljmortgageteam.com / affordability, or just go to ljmortgageteam.com and you'll see affordability calculator there. So, the first part is your income here, right? So you see by default $50,000 here. So let's say your income is $60,000, and then you have a co-borrower, right? You have a second person who's making $20,000, right? You can add that here. If the second person is making $30,000, you can add that. So if you add total income in one, that's perfectly fine. If you have a breakdown for the primary borrower and the secondary co-borrower, you can break it down as well, right? So that is your income. If you have any other income, but just note the third tab is for monthly, right? Not for your yearly. The top two, these are annual, but the last one is your monthly. Not a lot of people put this, so if you're using it, use the top part, annual gross income, put it, what's the total amount that you see, or if you have two borrowers, you want to have a breakdown, that's perfectly fine. Okay? Then you have your monthly debt, right? Your client should tell you what is their car payment look like, what their student loans look like, or credit card payments, right? For loan officers, we go through this in details and we ask, whatever shows up on their credit report, we will, want to add that because you don't want to tell somebody, hey, you can go buy a house for, $1 million, and then we find out that there's a lot of monthly liability on that, right? Um, right? And second is that every time you do add any monthly liabilities to this, is gonna be, is gonna reduce your affordability amounts here, right? So let's just say right now we see 489, and if we were to add $500 car payment, now it drops to $417,000. Okay. Okay. Next we have is the student loans. Not everybody will tell you what the student loans are or the amounts, but it will play a big role for your monthly liability. When it comes to credit cards, right, we're not looking at their full credit card balances, right? So for example, if the credit card is $5,000, right, the limit is $5,000 and they're using $1,000 out of it, right? So they purchase things for $1,000. That means they have to make payments based on that $1,000. But we're not putting the one full $1,000 here. We're not doing that. If you were to do that, then the affordability will drop, but we're only looking at the minimum payments, right? And minimum payments usually, let's say it's $50, $60 per credit card. We would add that in here, okay? Then you have your down payment. This is going to be the amount that the person has for their, down payment, right? So this is their savings account, right? This is their whatever they want to use towards their house. The more down payment they put down, obviously, the less the loan amount will be. So let's say it's $50,000 or $60,000. You put that amount in there, right? So I would put in $60,000 there. Then we have your interest rate, right? Sometimes the interest rates are going up or going down. Our loan officers, they're using Mortgage News Daily to .com, mortgagenewsdaily.com to track that. You can do that for yourself as well. So if the rates are right now 6.11, you would put that in here. Okay. Then next is that we have your property taxes. How many times we see a pre-approval for, let's say, $800,000, but then the loan officer, when he gave that pre-approval, they were thinking that, hey, the property tax is going to be maybe 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, but the client ends up finding a property that's going to be 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, nearly double what the loan officer thought. So if that's the case, let's just stick with 6,000 and we are at $508,000 property, right? Now, let's say we increase that to $12,000. Let's say your client is looking in Nassau County and $12,000 is typical. Now look at the affordability. It drops to $433,000, right? So huge, huge difference when it comes to property taxes. So we need to know which area that you want to buy it, because your client doesn't know, what the property tax is in. But we can assume, right, that hey, if they're going to be in Queens and it's a single family, I would put $6,000, $7,000 on the higher end. But if you're in Long Island, then I would go with $10,000 or more, right? Your annual insurance, this is your home insurance. We left it at $1,500 flat here, but you can always increase it. The bigger the house, the more insurance premium it will be. So let's say it's $2,000 for the whole year. This is annual, right? PMI rate, I will leave it as is, 0.75, no issues there. And back end DTI, this is what does DTI stands for? Is debt to income. How much money you're making versus how much debt that you have, and we can use a percentage of it. So as loan officers, we're using back end DTI. This is going to be what your new mortgage is going to be, plus all your current liabilities, all your credit card debt or any of those sorts. We want to put a percentage to that. So conventional loans allow you to go up to 49%, and we're leaving it at that. Okay. Extra payments, I'm not worried about this stage right now. This is for later. I'll show you a feature, but let's just stick with these things, and let's look at the top number here. We are 502, right? What their monthly payment is going to look like. Most people will ask you, hey, if I'm buying a house for $500,000, what's my monthly payment is going to look like? In this scenario, $3,624. So they will ask you, hey, what does this consist of, right? What does it include? Then you can tell them, hey, principal and interest is $2,681. Your property taxes, we're saying $500. This is all per month. Your insurance, we're putting $167. And since you're putting down less than 20%, less than 20%, you're going to pay mortgage insurance, which is around $276 in this scenario, right? So if you were to put down 20%, let's just go with that route, right? Let's just go with, and then you see your mortgage insurance is gone. Regular insurance, this is your home insurance. Your PMI mortgage insurance is removed once you hit 20% equity, right? So we'll bring it back to 60,000, and we can see that 276 is there, and now we're back to 3624, right? So the next question is DTI, right? What's the maximum you can stretch? 49 is for conventional. There will be some clients that go with FHA, and FHA allows you to go up to 54%, right? If that's the case, then they can find a bigger house. The payment is going to be on the higher end, but look what the stats are telling us. It's telling us that out of the 100% income, 54% is going to go towards the mortgage. So we all know that life hits us with different scenarios, different things all the time. So they should not be spending all their money or majority of the money towards the mortgage, right? So they should bring this down much as possible. We always say around 45% or below. So this family should be looking for a property around $457,000, not over $500,000 we said, right? So now let's go with the income again. Let's say we increase that income another $30,000. So the first person is making $90,000. The second person is making $30,000. Now we are at $625,000 income at 45%. So again, if they really want to stretch it with conventional loan, then 685 should be the key, right? Then know that we have early payoff. As loan officers, we always tell them, hey, can you afford to pay, let's say, $300 extra towards your mortgage, right? Extra monthly payment. If they were to do that, they can turn that 30-year mortgage into 25-year mortgage, right? A little bit less than that. And because of that $300 extra money that's going towards the principal, it can save you over $153,000 over the life of the loan, right? And you're going to pay off your mortgage 5 years earlier than scheduled, right? So as loan officers, guys, we want to educate our clients. We want to tell them different scenarios, so you can know what their income is, know what their monthly debt is, right? Know how much money they're putting down, what today's interest rates are hovering. Because when you're looking at Mortgage News Daily, the rate that you see there, right, that is typically that you see it for, top scenarios, credit scores nearly 800, primary residence, single family, all those good stuff. But if it's going to be an investment property, and you're not going to live there, then your rate is going to be a bit higher, right? If you're buying a 2 unit, 3 units, the more units you add, the higher the interest rate. But you still have, which direction that the rates are going when you follow it on mortgagenewsdaily.com, right? And the best thing about this calculator is that on the bottom here, it gives you a summary. It tells you this scenario we're seeing that this family is making $120,000 annual income, which is $10,000 monthly income. Again, this could be one person, two people, three people. We can add up to four people on a mortgage, and their monthly debt is only $50, even though they have a credit card that has a balance of $1,000, but the minimum payments that shows in the statement is only $50, and they want to put down $60,000, which is already calculated for you. That's about 8.8%, right? And we give you an estimated APR here, and the maximum home price that they should be purchasing, it should be around $685,000 in this scenario. And then the best part is that you can export that as PDF. Once they click on it and they save it as PDF, this has no branding on it, no company name, no agent name, no owner's name, right? It just gives them a scenario. It just tells them, hey, based on this income, based on your monthly debt, this is what you can afford in this option here. And it even tells you, hey, go with these little bit lower options, so you know you're comfortable making payments because your DTI is on the lower end, right? So this is a great program, a great system that we have here. I highly recommend that all our agents, all our loan officers get really comfortable with this, right? Use the system, put in different incomes, put it for yourself, right? See what numbers that you see, and then run it with me or run it with Jas. Come to the office here. So we work as a team, right? We want everybody to be more educated, bring more value to your clients, right? That is the key. We just want to bring more value to the clients so they can stick with LJ, right? Guys, if you have any questions, concerns, please get in touch.